Alright, yo. So fuck it. This is gonna be the second time I record this video because fucking security kicked me out of the other spot I was at. So I moved across the street, but I don't think he patrols here. Hopefully not. But anyways, so I just wanted to make the video saying I'm fatigued, bro. Because, I mean, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically the, like in these, there's like news articles that come out and say like the person that commits the crime happens to be a person of color. There's always like these comments on those videos where people are like, oh, I'm like black fatigue if they happen to be black, or you know, they'll like say racist shit so comfortably. And it's crazy because it's like, dude, 2026 and like we're still on that shit. And you know, it just goes back to people's mentality, you know. I'm not racist because I judge people based off their character, you know, based off their actions, how they are, how they treat people, shit like that, you know, how they carry themselves. And that's kind of like, I grew up around LA, so growing up there was a lot of people around me who would tell me like, hey, you know, blacks don't get along with browns and like Mexicans, and that we got to stay in our own group, stuff like that. And you know, being a young impressionable kid, like I never understood why, because I never really got a straight answer. But that's just kind of like what it was. I just always figured it was like some type of gang rivalry type of thing. And a couple years ago, actually, I had this coworker who, he was from Texas, and he was saying like just how different things were with black and brown people here, and how like they just didn't get along. But over there, he would tell me in Texas that like all blacks and browns would all get along, you know, like everyone. And it was pretty interesting to hear, you know, his perspective on things and, you know, his experience with it. Also, look, cool little hummingbird over there. But anyway, yeah, he was telling me on, you know, his experience with all that, and it just really got me thinking, you know, how, like, if anything, racism is really just getting worse, and people are just more comfortable. Another thing I remember was the whole like Indian hatred type of shit, you know, like if like everyone just say, oh, never eat the food in India, never try Indian food, Indians are gross, you know, they're unhygienic, and just a bunch of like really weird shit. And you know, I'll admit, like, yeah, if you want to say something that's objectively true, then it would make more sense to be like in like the poorer parts of India, the street food, you know, you probably shouldn't eat it because people have gotten sick, you know, that's the true statement. But to blanket and umbrella every Indian food, like, that's just kind of, it's lazy on people's parts, and it's just wrong. Like, for me, even if a group of fucking I'm Mexican, so if a group of Mexicans are like approaching my car, I'm gonna lock my car. If a group of white people are approaching my car, I'm gonna lock my car. I don't care, you know, what demographic, Asian, Muslim, you know, because if they come too close, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna lock my car. I'm not just one of those people that's like, oh, if a black person, I'm definitely locking my car. There's plenty of them out there, but you know, then that's not fair to the black people who are very intelligent, very smart, you know. I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson's one of the ones I think of. I remember watching his podcast and how he was saying when he was first getting into astrophysics that like his high school counselors were like trying to deter him away from that path because they were like, oh, like, are you sure? It's like super difficult. And they were just basically telling him on how much of a toll that was gonna be, and basically they're like giving off the idea that he couldn't do it, but he kept persisting. And I mean, look at him now. He's like in my opinion, one of the best educators, and just a very, you know, smart person. So I really respect him, and you know that's also, yeah, you know, if you're just gonna say all black people are bad and you're grouping all of them, not even just him, but you know all the smart ones, all the ones that have done great things for humanity, for their community, and you know I think people just really need to kind of think before they speak on that. You know, and obviously in times today, like right now it's like Mexicans, you know, people are getting really comfortable saying like, oh, they're gonna call ICE on you, you know. Like even my fucking neighbors, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Chicanos, but in California we have a lot of them, and basically Chicanos are like people that were born in the States, but they are of Mexican heritage, but they don't want to associate with just being Mexican or just being American, so they have their little subgroup called Chicanos, which, you know, a lot of them are cool. But I have had racist encounters with Chicanos, and even, you know, some neighbors actually, they fucking would call us paisas and fucking beaners and shit, you know. And like, you know, and then you go to confront them and then they're quiet, and then they didn't think that you heard it, but you 100% heard it. So just shit like that. And then the funny thing is, like, World Cup is playing, so then I hear them fucking cheering for Mexico when Mexico scores a goal, and like, it's just, dude, like, stop being a fucking idiot, you know? It's like people really need to just be accountable for themselves, and that's just something that we're not seeing in today's world, you know? A lot of people just, you know, make excuses for themselves, or racist people are like just racist closeted people. They're not racist like in their job, they're not racist in the supermarket, at the DMV. They're just racist, you know, when it's convenient for them. I don't know, I just hope really people think more about what they say. And yeah, dude, we live in a world where it's like people are just very comfortable being assholes. So a lot of people are like, they paint themselves as nice people. When they're around their group of friends, that's when they start, you know, showing who they truly are. And yeah, dude, I mean, in my world, like, I just don't, you know, I judge people based off character. I've met good apples and bad apples from a lot of races. You know, I live in LA, so it's like people describe it as like a melting pot. But that's also what makes LA beautiful. And that's actually what makes America beautiful, you know, is the coming together of all these nationalities and all these different cultures. You know, you got Creole culture, brought by the French, you know, and then you got like places like Miami where, you know, Cubans are very Cuban culture is like heavily influenced over there, I feel like. It's just really cool, you know, like I wish people could just like see that and like kind of respect each other and just, you know, try new things, you know, from each other. But I don't know, I feel like we're just also very closed off. And I'll admit, like, sometimes I get closed off too. I'm not trying to say that I'm a perfect person either. I don't want this video to come off like I'm this fucking, everyone should be like me or whatever, because I make mistakes too. Like, you know, I fuck up, and I probably will fuck up again. But the thing is, I try to be accountable, you know, with my mistakes. You know, if I fuck up, I fuck up, and the best thing to do is like to learn from it and just to keep moving forward, you know. And if you hurt somebody in the process, you know, be accountable and apologize to that person. And there's a lot of factors, you know. There's people that think that because they're in a higher tax bracket that they're more worthy than you are, or like the amount of money they make reflects on their worth, which, I mean, obviously in a capitalistic society, yeah, dude, money buys you freedom. It's like no secret, you know, you got more money, you can do more things. But at the same time, I mean, look at the fucking Epstein files. Look how many fucking high profile people were there. Look how many fucking multi-millionaires, billionaires were all a part of that shit. And look at them. Like, I don't want to fucking be like them. I would rather have my net worth than fucking be a fucking weird pedophilic child-eating person with billions, you know. I would rather do what I'm doing right now to be completely honest with you. And it's just like, yeah. So, and I mean, how many times have you seen like a billionaire, millionaire who just is a dickhead? You know, like the way they treat people, the way they carry themselves. You know, their ego and shit. And yeah, I mean, you know, I've met some really great people that, you know, didn't have much, but they're amazing, you know, and they're really like, they have a great perspective and just very good people. So I don't like to brush them off and think that like just because they don't make a lot of money that, you know, they're not of worth or they're of lesser value. I don't see that. Yeah, dude, I guess I just wanted to get that, you know, off my chest, because it's like, you just see that shit everywhere, you know. People are just so comfortable being racist in 2026. And it's all a matter of just knowing, like, that you're wrong. Yeah, because that shit gets you nowhere, you know. And that's just the way I see it, man. I wish a lot more people... I know there's a lot of people that do see it that way, too. I'm not gonna act like I'm the fucking only one that's had this opinion, because I'm not. But, yeah, man, so... And I also wanted to give my experience with, you know, growing up in Los Angeles, because, like, a lot of the older kids, as I was saying, were, like, would try to deter me away from hanging out with black people. Oh, also fucking Salvadorians, bro. I had no idea, like... Mexicans and Salvadorians weren't supposed to get along. I had a Salvadorian friend in like high school, and like a lot of my older friends would be like, "Hey, don't fucking like talk to Salvies," and I'm like, "Salvies?" Like, it's funny because I thought like he was Mexican, but he's like, "Yeah, dude, he's Salvadorian," and supposedly like we shouldn't like each other, but it's all for bullshit reasons, you know. And I'm not trying to fucking keep that shit going, so. The way I see it is just like, just be a good person, you know, just try to be the best version of yourself. And then I'll shout out the train. Train's about to pass. Hell yeah. But the way I see it is just try to be the best version of yourself. Try to be better than you were yesterday, and I think that's it. That's just what I wanted to say. I hope everyone can have a good day, and maybe, you know, if you have a misconstrued mindset, I don't even know if that's the word, but hopefully this video makes you think about a different perspective. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Got the sour lemons. Dude, fuck yeah.